Most respected Dr. V.R. Sambath, the man behind the 8th World Tamil Economic Conference of 2021, my fellow speakers, Madam Apurva IAS, Secretary, Sports and Youth Affairs Department, Government of Tamil Nadu, Educationist Mr. G.V. Selvam, Vice President, VIT University, Vellore, Madam Mrs. Krishnaveni Kannan, Educational Entrepreneur, respected organizers of this mega event, most importantly, the participants of this conference. I bring greetings from Association of Indian Universities, New Delhi, the organization which was started 100 years ago. The first president of the organization is none other than Sarubali Dr. Radhakrishnan, followed by eminent leaders and educationists. I have the privilege of serving as the 100th president of Association of Indian Universities, where we have 1,100 universities as member in our organization. I should especially thank Dr. V.R. Sambath for having given an opportunity to speak about higher education of India, in which I will be speaking about the status of higher education of India and of course the research as well. This conference is being organized when there is a big debate is going on in India among all the stakeholders of higher education. That is nothing but National Education Policy 2020. Invariably, the rulers, academic administrators, even leading academicians have been advocating National Education Policy 2020. Almost 1.5 years over, all the conference seminars which are being addressed only by praising, appreciating the National Education Policy 2020. Yes, we have our own reservation also about National Education Policy of 2020. In principle, Association of Indian Universities, we totally welcome National Education Policy. We supplement the provisions what is being given in the National Education Policy. Whereas we are going to be the ambassadors of taking forward the major regulations and provisions of education policy to the consumers, end consumers who are none other than the students. So we have a lot of practical difficulties in introducing and totally implementing education policy. And during my presentation, I will be spending a sizable number of minutes to talk about national education policy. And before that, I have to tell something more about my fellow speakers. To start with, Madam Apurva IAS. A few minutes ago, Madam told, "Sir, I am going to deliver my speech only for 2 minutes." Madam, we are only teachers, but you are the practitioner. Madam has served as the Secretary of Higher Education for many years, many years. She basically administered the entire universities of Tamil Nadu in her capacity as the Secretary of Higher Education and member of the various syndicate committee of university as well. During her period, she has given a very big facelift, especially the various policies of higher education, and she brought out a lot of changes as well. So, madam, you need not speak. You just see, tell about your experience. That will be the speak and lesson for all of us as well. Then come to Mrs. G.V. Selvam. My dear friends, the entire Tamil Nadu is indebted to the Weller Institute of Technology, especially the founder, the Chancellor, Sri Dr. G. Viswanathan, for a valid reason. You know pretty well, now in India, the education institutions are being graded on the basis of its NAC ranking and NIRF ranking. As far as the ranking available at present is concerned, as per the central government and Ministry of Education, there are only a few category 1 universities in India, among few, very few in Tamil Nadu as well. Among the very few, only 2 private universities in Tamil Nadu has got the level of category number 1, which maximum grade in NAC NIRF, which is none other than Weller Institute of Technology. The vice president of the, right now, the university is present here. So he represents a very big institution of academic excellence. I welcome you on behalf, personally myself, and on behalf of the Association of Indian Universities as well. Likewise, I don't have much introduction with Madam Krishnaveni Kannan. As I told by Dr. Sambath, she had a lot of interest about not only education, but also about entrepreneurship. That is a need of the hour. Morning also, former IAS of former government administrative officer, IAS officer, Madam, also told entrepreneurship is more important than education as well. Madam, you are the people, you are the person going to show ways and means for all the educated people of the country. Your contribution of this workshop will be much useful to every one of us. Yes. Madam, can I have a... Oh, in here. Oh, that's good. This one? Idana? Dr. Ulaganagi, Idana? This one? This one? Okay, okay. Oh, oh, it's okay, it's okay. Nothing. It's okay, it's okay. Sir, now we are celebrating 75th year of independence of our country. We should be thankful to Dr. Sambath to commemorate the 75th year of independence. He has designed this conference by giving importance to all the 3 major sectors. That is none other than industry, education, and agriculture. Because he has given the topic like that. Under the situation, I would like to trace a history of India. If my memory is right, it was 17th August 1947. The first cabinet meeting was convened by the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. After the meeting is over, the press reporters approached our Honorable Prime Minister. What all the major decisions you have taken? That time he told, yes, we were under British rule for several decades. Now we are in free India. So for which we want to develop 3 major sectors of our country, nothing but industry, education, and agriculture. Okay, fine. You have taken the area for which you want development. How you are going to take forward? For each sector, I have identified, nominated experts to study and give recommendation. As far as the development of education, the government has nominated 3 eminent personalities. He mentioned Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, Dr. Kothari, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Being a vice chancellor of 16 years of experience, I had the rare privilege of going through the statements, reports given by all the 3 personalities. Out of all the 3, I found the definition given by this gentleman, Ambedkar, is really, really suitable, even today as well, relevant as well. What he said, It's the education which is the right weapon to cut the social slavery, and it is the education which will enlighten the downtrodden masses to come up and gain social status, economic betterment, and political freedom. Yes, 75 years passed. Now you have to analyze the opportunity given by Dr. V.R.S. Sampath, whether enlightenment taken place for the downtrodden masses to come up and gain social status, economic betterment, and political freedom. We need not decide India about just telling about Mr. Sundar Pichai, just telling about Tendulkar. There are people, there are youths, they are yet to be reached by all of us. That is the, Now, friends, for any system, including higher education, if you want any improvement, it should be both quantitative and qualitative as well. Now, quantitative wise, we are very much happy, and whatever we have at present, the number of institutions, number of students, various courses, and all really wonderful as well. See, 1019 universities, and it includes again besides colleges, standalone institutions, technical, Sanskrit language, and almost 66% of education institutions are in rural places as well. And morning session, there was a dissenting note. The girls are not being given. It's not like that. 10.7% colleges are exclusive for female also. Now, fortunately, Tamil Nadu gross enrollment rate is more than 54%, whereas the national gross enrollment ratio is only 77.1%. When you take it as the sex-wise, 26.9% for male and 27% for female. 23.4% were scheduled caste and 18% were scheduled tribes. Out of the total enrollment of 3,85,000, 3,85,359, 3.0 crore students enrolled in undergraduate, that is 79%, 11.2% postgraduate, and 0.5% PhD. Moreover, 38,098 students were awarded PhD level degree during 2019, with 25,577 male and 17,409 female as well. This is a small. Here also I have to make a mention. There is a discrimination. That's a disparity. Yes, right now our government, secretary to government is also available here. As far as national education policy is concerned, it is very clearly given as a recommendation that saying that private institutions, including private universities, are excelling very well than government universities on certain areas, especially in the output of research and in the area of organizing placement and employment, even discovery as well. Keeping in mind hereafter, whatever fund provision is given by the government, it should be equally distributed to the government universities and private universities. But till this time, the second and treatment, stepmother treatment is being given to the private universities. It is a very big remark. I would like to make it, and at least equal opportunities should be given. You can very well see here the number of universities, number of colleges. What's the difference? You can see the private and universities are numbering more than the other government institutions as well. Proportionately, they are giving their contribution. It's nothing but various course wise. Yes. Again, as I told you, even I listened in the previous session also, who are being given importance? Only the students, mainly the students come from affluent family, rich family, from urban, they are being given importance. But what our Dr. Abdul Kalam tells, I will not accept that kind of education is the education. I will tell this is the education. What he tells, any country can produce one or two great men, but there is no guarantee that the country will be great. That may prove the country's potential, but unless the level of the average men and women in a given country is high, that country cannot be said to be great. Until the average level of a men and women increases, I will not accept the country is great. I will not accept the country is really giving a good education to the mass of the country. Likewise, keeping in mind, I am telling, I would like to see the positive side of our Indian higher education. 10 years ago, there was an acquisition from all parts, from all sides. No single university finds place among the world ranking. Thanks to the support given by government, compliment to the academicians and research scholars, now we are really in a good rank as far as two world ranking. Two world ranking, I consider the time higher education ranking and US world ranking is most vital. Out of which 71 Indian universities are featured in the list, topped by IISc Bangalore in 300 and 350 rank band, 35 universities in top 100,000 ranks. Likewise, QS World University ranking listed 1,300 universities from 97 countries, 35 Indian universities featured also, out of which IIT Bombay is top ranked within India with 177th rank. That is a big, as far as bright side of the higher education is concerned. Then come to employment. Whatever, though we produce and send out 3 million graduates from the education of India, and all of them are not happy, all of them are not employed. That is a major reason for which we are talking for many years, how we can improve their skill, how we can give opportunity to develop their various programs of skill development as well. As far as India skills report of February 2021 is concerned, less than half of the Indian graduates, that is 48.9% are employable, declined from 46.21% in 2020 and it was 47.38% in 2019. There was a decline trend as well, unfortunately. BTech graduates who are most employable with 46.82%, followed closely by MBA at 48.59%. MCA graduates are with the least employability of 22.42%, followed by the polytechnic students at 25.02%. Yes, there are obvious reasons. It is mainly due to less focus on skill development programs, short-term courses, vocational courses, etc. Again, less focus on students who seek for jobs other than core functions. Moreover, disparities in economy, gender and caste discrimination, technical barriers, meeting industry 4.0 requirements in curriculum, more classroom-oriented curriculum, teacher-centric teaching learning processes. These are all the various reasons for more unemployment as well. Yes, here Mahatma comes to our help. Why this much of unemployment? Definitely it is going to be like that in future also, unless it's a caution given by Mahatma Ji, where he has mentioned this statement, Rabindranath Tagore invited him to his ashram to give a convocation address. At that time, he mentioned the function of education institution is not merely to send out academically qualified and professionally competent graduates. If you say, I have graduated 1,000, I have graduated lakhs, no, I will not consider your institution as an education institution. But it is their duty to produce in them the skill and the quality of compassion. How far you are successful in teaching human values, how far you are successful in imparting skill to the student friend, that institution alone I will consider as an education institution. This is the word from our Mahatma Ji. Keeping in mind, all of us are working towards giving education in collaboration with the industry as well. Unfortunately, industries are not coming forward, offering facility of internship and offering on-the-spot training as well. Now I am requesting this forum to pass a resolution saying that if any industry coming for further renewal, any proposal is coming for starting an industry, see that the government is putting a condition that certain percentage of hours, certain percentage of days should be allocated exclusively for allowing students for internship. Certain percentage of days should be allocated exclusively for giving opportunity to teachers and professors to come to the industry and take training like that. Unless otherwise, the industries of the universities, which are really big enough, both infrastructure and financial wise, they are accessible to various industries and they are sending the student those industries. The universities and colleges which are not able to reach those industries, the students find it difficult. Now, government must come forward, make it as a mandatory one that unless you give opportunity for students to get training from you, unless you give chance for the teachers to come and to take the orientation from you, your license will not be renewed. If government is really interested to do something like that, that kind of mandatory rules should be there. Then only the skill can be imparted. Skill cannot be imparted in the classroom. It can be imparted only in the industries. That kind of opportunities should be given. This is about research. Without research, there is no university. Without research, no academic program at all. Without research, no invention and discovery. That is ruling the country as well. Now, for the encouraging the research, the government should come forward allocating more funds. Fund is most important. As far as fund allocation for research, especially to the higher education institution, is very least. Out of the GDP, they allocate until this time is less than 0.05%. By keeping that money, we cannot equate with Western countries. We cannot think about our universities will come into the university ranking and all. That kind of importance should be given. Thanks to the national education policy, it is given 6% of GDP will be given for higher education. Let us wait and see. As far as funding is concerned, we are in the 4th level, and United States of America, Germany, Japan and all spending a lot more than what we spend. Global Innovation Index, there are 132 countries listed. These are all the countries: Switzerland, Sweden, United States, America. 4 Asian countries also there. No chance for India: Singapore, China, Japan, Hong Kong. And India has shot up from rank of 81 in 2015 to 46 in 2021. See the decline trend where we are. As far as the Global Innovation Index is concerned, it has to be improved. Yes, challenges in research. When you think about your higher education, unless you prove your efficiency in research, we cannot say we are very much successful in research. Multiple regulatory agencies, that's a problem. Madam knows pretty well. A college or university, they have to come under University Grants Commission, AICTE, NIRF, NAC, various development agencies. If you want to get any permission, you have to go through all these organizations. It is not the case with the foreign universities, Western universities. Keeping those universities in your mind, we have framed a national education policy. When you frame national education policy, having this type of regulations will not help us to go forward. Luckily, national education policy recommended to abolish all the present affects bodies, make it into one regulatory body. Let us wait and see how it is going to work it out in future as well. Research funding is less, infrastructure, they are telling about multidisciplinary programs should be developed. Then only education will come out in a greater way. How? There is a college, there is a university, they don't have furniture, they don't have laboratory, they don't have computer. Even if they have computer, they don't have power facilities as well. How the multidisciplinary approach is going to be succeed in India, that's a major problem as well. Likewise, manpower problem, incentives, collaboration. How they can go for a collaboration? The university college in Chennai, they can go for collaboration. University college in remote Tanjavur district, remote Ramnath district, who will come forward for collaboration? That collaboration also must come as a mandatory measure as far as the government is concerned. Is it okay? Translation, research, integrate ethics in research, innovation, product-driven research. There are many challenges are there. Due to time limit, I am not able to list out everything. In general, what's the challenges which are being faced by higher education? Number one, low percentage of cross enrollment GER, around 27.3%. Whereas the developed countries, United States, America and all, crossed 90%. And rest of the developed countries also between 85 to 90. Now we are very slow. Still there are illiterate, eligible people come for education that still illiterate. That is the situation right now. Equity enrollment gap. Equity, nothing but inclusiveness. As far as giving education to women folk, giving education to minorities, given education depressed, oppressed, downtrodden people, there is a very big gap. Still we have not reached all these people. That's a challenge to us. limited focus on research and internalization, curriculum practically very difficult, very difficult, especially government universities and all, they have their own system because I also served in government university. It's not easy to devise the syllabus through academic council and senate. It will take 3 years, 4 years like that. But that kind of struggle will certainly spoil the progress of higher education. And the shortage of faculty, 30% of the institution, 30% accredited. Now, friends, on the base of accreditation, on the base of the grading of NAC, NIRF, the funds are being given. How many percentage institution came forward? Only 30%, because they have their own problem in facing the accreditation as well. Then political interferences, I need not tell very openly, and it is there always. It is a bottleneck for the improvements. What are all the suggestions I am telling? To make Indian education system globally more relevant and competitive, transformational approach is needed from top to bottom. Industry engagement education to be improved. This I already recommended. Enhance the quality of output in all the academic endeavors, especially on research. And collaboration academic and research international, more focus on employability. Universities and colleges in both public and private must be away from the political affiliations. Favoritism, money-making process should be out of education system. Yes, unless you have money, you cannot have internalization of education. A poor boy cannot go to United States of America for getting admission in education. Even a poor boy in a self-finance institution cannot get admission, but there only, unfortunately, all courses are there. That type of courses are not available in government universities and government colleges. That is the dualism. We heard about economic dualism, but in education also, there is a dualism. There are one sector of people, rich people from rich family, students from rich family, they are getting really a quality and education from well-established institutions. But there are students of large number, they are not even to go to a school and college, even to a university. To a certain extent, I am telling, I am not generalizing. Provision is there, but dualism cannot be continued in education as well. Then come to NEP 2020. Yes, my dear friends, it is another 5 minutes only, I will complete. There are arguments in certain states, including Tamil Nadu. We oppose totally national education policy. Our Tamil Nadu government has made an announcement openly. We are going to have a state education policy. It is my humble request and appeal to the government of Tamil Nadu and to the states who are opposing national education policy. There are reasons. There are reasons. If we totally oppose, the loser will not be the government. Loser will not be the higher education system. Losers will be our own Tamil children, Tamil youths, Tamil graduates. Reason, it's not a political statement. It's a reality I am telling. Now, the accrediting institution like NAC, NIRF, of course, AICTE, UGC, they have already started sending format, proforma to assess the institutions in their academic programs and research programs. Invariably, in almost 60% of the questions related to implementation of national education policy. Okay, one side we can talk about we are against. Another side, you are not able to stop that accrediting agency to get detail from institutions, colleges. It's nothing like a NEET program. One side we are opposing, another side no other go. We are sending our student, they are the victims right now. At least the time has come. We have learned from the experience of NEET. Now we need not take it as a test with the national education policy also. When those proforma started coming out of my experience as a president of the 1,100 university, I am telling, definitely within a year, if you oppose totally, the institutions who are going for grading and accreditation and anything, they will be losing more than 68% of mark. When they lose 68% of mark, no institution will be coming under the A++, A+. or 100 among the national ranking as well. When you are not able to come under the A++ or A plus or A or within 100, you will not be given any funding. Your research project will not be taken. Your students will not be given scholarship. Your infrastructure will not be supported by us. What do you want now? What do you want now? I am not requesting Tamil Nadu government, other government opposing, just to oppose. At least you can tell, with some modification of national education policy, we will take care of it. By that way, the committee can be formed, the committee can suggest where we can, it's not suitable to Tamil Nadu, where the language problem cannot be accepted by Tamil Nadu. That kind of suggestion we can give, and we can go for modified pro forma, we can go for modified national education policy. That alone will help our own students and our own institutions to come up well and getting the good ranking, finally going for a quality education as well. That is as far as national education policy is concerned. I don't want to take much time. To keep it in mind, the Association of Indian Universities, we have formed committees, many committees. There is one committee in which Dr. V.R. Sambath is also a member of the bylaw committee. The major committees are National Education Policy Implementation Committee we have formed. Under the chairmanship of former Vice Chancellor of University of Madras, Dr. S.P. Tyagarajan. There are 9 Vice Chancellors of various universities of different parts of India. They have sent a questionnaire to all the 1,800 university Vice Chancellors. This is national education policy. This is the program. What are all the problems you are going to encounter? Give your suggestions like that. They started giving suggestions. Now we are consolidating. When I met the Minister for Education, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, I told about the Association of Indian University is preparing such a document. He was very keen, said, you bring the document. I want to know how the Vice are finding difficult to implement national education policy. Next week, we are going to submit the report. Likewise, there are a lot of lacunas as far as ranking grading is concerned by NAC and NIRF, which are being faced by most of the universities at all. That's the reason only 30% of the institution alone, now they have come for the accreditation. There are also a lot of problems, for which also we have formed a committee. Committee is working. We are going to give a result very soon as well. Finally, because I don't have time, I have to ask my people to proceed further. Okay. Conclusion. Indian higher education system needs systematic restructuring. Employability, innovation, and research to be imbibed into the education system. Research in India still has significant potential for further development. India has a long and proud tradition of scientific excellence. My dear friends, thanks for the opportunity given to me, and especially I must thank Dr. Sambath, V.R. Sambath, for allowing me to take the chair and work along with my fellow speakers of eminent. Wish you all best of luck. Wish you all happy New Year of 2021. Thank you very much indeed.